Okay, okay, see that. T.B.Photo X 1.5 TFX, and welcome back to another video. Well, this title of this video is going to be Godzilla's tail, the Mamiya moonshot. Well, the supermoon was a while back, and that made me think, you know, how can I on a budget get a telefocus shot of, say, the moon? Well, Mamiya do have a 500mm f8 lens, but money. It's insane. It's very expensive for an older lens like that, and I thought, well, that doesn't really work for me. What I did manage to do, and I might put a picture of it in this video, is that I also have, as you know, the Mamiya 645 Pro, and when the supermoon was out, I took that camera, the 645 Pro, and I put on the Mamiya C-Core 300mm lens and a Vivitar 2x teleconverter, in essence making that into a 600mm lens. And I think I got some pretty interesting moonshots of it. The interesting being that it is medium format film that managed to do a fairly decent moonshot when it was the supermoon, so to speak. But I started to hunt around on eBay a little bit, and I managed to find this. Look at that piece. What is this then? Well, it is in all its glory the Mamiya C-Core 360 f6.3, and this is a original. This is not the C version, and it's not the KL version, meaning this is a first generation. That means that it doesn't have the newer type lens coating that the C versions are famous for having. So this is an original, yeah. But some technical information about this one. Keep in mind this is the first generation. It's an 8-element design in 5 groups. It has the focal length of 360mm. It has a maximum aperture of 6.3 and a minimum aperture of 45. The angle of view is 14 degrees, and like all other Mamiyas, it has a 77mm lens thread. So when I got this, excuse me, I also got it with this, the screw-in lens hood for this lens. A little bit hard to find otherwise, but if you're hunting around a little bit, you might get a good deal. So anyway, I thought to myself that, well, it's not the 500, so it's not that great of a telefocus lens, since it's also used on medium format, but I got this, the rubber lens hood, front and rear lens caps, and all of it for $135, and the shipping was free from Japan. I didn't have to pay any customs duty on it. It was in the price. So the average price on eBay for this lens, depending on the version, this is the non-C, but for the C version that also exists, you know, it can range between $150 to $200 plus shipping and import, depending on where you buy it from. So yeah, that's it, but we're not done yet. I thought to myself that if I want to do a moonshot or something, some kind of astrophotography of something, and I'm using this, 360 might be a little bit short of a focus length, and I knew that Mamiya makes, or rather they made, two close focus rings, you know, the number 1 and the number 2 ring for almost turning any of the Mamiya lenses into a macro, but they didn't really do a teleconverter for the ordinary Mamiya line, so rather Mamiya did not do one. But after searching around a little bit, I found that 2 companies did make teleconverters for these lenses, and they were Vivitar and Kinko. So I started to search again on eBay, and what did I find? Well, this little, we'll put it like so, this little beauty here. What do we have here then? Well, this is the Kinko 2x teleconverter for the RB67 line of cameras. And it looks almost like the 2x, you know, the close focus, or rather the lens tubes, but this instead has some lenses in it of itself. This will turn any of your Mamiya lenses and multiply the the focal length with the power of 2. So I already own the 250mm Mamiya lens, or RB67 lens with the 250mm, and this will actually turn that lens into a 500mm lens, and this 360 will turn into a whopping 720mm telefocus lens. So in essence, with these two, I get a longer telefocus than the biggest Mamiya lens, native Mamiya lens, the 500. But I've never used this combination or this alone on the RB67, because there's one more piece of the puzzle that I feel I need in order for this to work. And it's the Mamiya RZ67/RB67 lens holder. It's basically a device that you put in the tripod socket on the RB67 or RC67, because it's used with both cameras. And it's a rail system that extends beyond the camera and holds the lens up. The reason being, and I've seen this on other Mamiya cameras, and it's a shame, it's because of the bellows focus system of the Mamiya. If you focus with this, and you have this hefty lens, and not to mention this combination on the front here, this bracket is only supported from the bottom. The bellows on the top and sides doesn't really make any structural support. So in essence, I've seen cameras where this has started to tilt down because it actually bends this bracket. The excess weight bends the bracket. So that's why with this, you almost, if you want your camera to survive and not be destroyed by the weight of the lens, you basically need that bracket. And it can be had for around $100 plus shipping, and I think it's a very worthwhile investment if you want to use this Mamiya for telephoto, and if you want to use it with a teleconverter. You need to protect the camera from the excess weight, and the way to do that is with a what should we call it, a lens holder that keeps the weight off the mount and that bracket. But anyway, that's a little bit of a new acquisition for probably one of the most underrated medium format systems that exists today. But anyway, This is Tobias Bergstrom from T.B.Photo X 1.5 to FX, and I would like to see you guys in the next video. Take care from now on. Bye.